against... All right, so we got Ollie on the left and Michael on the right. Ollie just off of a national championship, and I'm Brad Nelson. I'm here with Jake Van Lunen.
Yeah.
And this is round 1 of SCG Richmond Legacy Open.
Yeah, Ollie also recently won a Standard Open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was actually commentating that tournament.
There's so many trophies going around.
Yeah, he was... Ollie is a proponent of the rogue deck list. He's always bringing his own control brews to every single tournament, and he loves to brew, and he always just wants to play his own deck. And before they had banned Jace or Stoneforge Mystic, at the very last tournament, he said, "I'm gonna give in. I'm gonna play Caw-Blade." This is and it was kind of like a big story on the internet. People were like, "Ali is gonna play Caw-Blade." Like
Conley was playing Caw-Blade.
Yeah, like this is almost sad, and I think like. And the very first tournament, he finally gives in and plays Stoneforged and Jaces. He won the tournament.
Yeah.
So he's got some chops. He knows what he's doing.
I feel there's advantages to going rogue all the time, but there are definite advantages to just giving into the best deck, and that's usually what I try to do. I just try to play the best deck, regardless of innovation and the quote unquote free wins you get by going rogue. Yeah. I just feel like you get more wins playing the best deck, and it's proven. He played blue-black. He designed the deck. It wasn't really that rogue. He found a really good list of it, and he took down Nationals.
It's pretty awesome. And like now the blue-black deck has proven itself to be a real force. We just watched Shaheen do really well with it in the last
top 4,
event.
And maybe a couple mistakes cost him that match. I don't know.
He could have been in the finals there, and I would have been interested to see how he would have faced off against that Valakut deck.
Yeah, but Kyle Rose took it down, played very tight in top 4, and got to the finals. All right, so the players are shuffling up, getting ready for the match. Who do you think has the edge in this one?
Merfolk.
Merfolk does?
Yeah. The problem is that if Ollie can't like stick a Horn of Greed or a Jace, like he just can't really like start that like real insane loop that he needs in order to beat the Merfolk deck. And the Merfolk deck can also like counter the buyback constant miss. And if Ollie like can't win that counter war, then he's in a pretty bad spot.
That makes sense. The fog seems very important here. With only 2 in the deck, too, it seems like you might just lose before you find it.
Yeah.
All right, so Ollie is going down to 6. He probably didn't have a Horn of Green or Exploration in his opener.
I'm actually very interested in the fact that he only has... 31.
What's Zurin? Okay. Did he just forget to put Orb?
Zurin Orb? Yeah, he may have just forgotten to write
Is
Orb.
that something that we have to...
I don't think so. I think intent.
Okay.
Like, Zurin...
Is there no other Zurin in Magic?
I don't know. There is a Zurin. Is there a legend named Zurin?
What's the 1/3 from Cold Snap that costs 1 black, white, blue?
That's Zur.
Okay, it's Zur.
Yeah.
It was
from Zur's Weirding.
Ooh.
Zur the Enchanter.
Yeah. I was in the Community Cup Challenge in Seattle 2 years ago, and we got destroyed by that in EDH. We were playing.
Yeah, that card
Commander.
Seems awesome.
We were playing 2-headed giant Commander. All right, so Michael starts with a Aether Vial, or with a Mutavault without an Aether Vial. And Ollie has a Fetch Land.
See if Michael has the Adepts here for turn 2. And he does.
Reveals a commander and resolves the Silvergill Adept. Seems like the card. Like if that card was not there, Merfolk would not be a deck, would it?
No, not at all.
And he draws another one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he really wants to stock his hand full of counter magic. Ollie's going to go for a Horn of Greed on the next turn, and Michael's really going to need to win that counter war if it occurs.
Well, I don't think Ollie has enough cards to fight any counter war.
Yeah, at the end of Michael's turn, though, Ollie's going to get to Brainstorm with that Misty Rainforest in play.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to definitely increase the card quality that he has in his hands.
Sure. So how does Horn of Green work? Like, sack lands only draw 1, correct?
It's whenever you play a land.
Okay.
So Let me just confirm that real quick.
I think that's. I'm almost 100% sure that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure that's how it works.
All right. So Brainstorm is resolving.
And puts a beta counterspell back on top of his library. It's a pretty sweet one.
All right. So Sovereign resolves. Ollie drops 17 and then 16 from a fetch land, and the Silvergill Adept attacking, getting pumped by the Marrow Sovereign.
Yep, it's going to drop Ollie down to 17 here.
Tropical Island comes down, and Michael has a Wasteland in hand. He held that to protect it, and he's going to get Ollie's Tropical... I mean, I'm assuming he's going to get his Tropical Force next turn.
Yeah, and not only is he going to get that Tropical Island, but he's also going to draw a card. if the Horn of Greed resolves.
I wonder who has advantage when Horn of Greed comes down. Usually Ollie's going to get the advantage, but Michael's...
Oh, I'm sure Ollie has the advantage.
Not for turn 1 of it, if he drops it this turn.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't play it this turn.
Yeah, it seems like a poor play. I don't want to give my Merfolk player more gas. With 5 power on the board. So that's
what is
scary.
that card in his hand there?
Which card in his hand?
I can't recognize some of these. One of them. So.
All right, he's just gonna play the Horn Green and say, "I need a good turn next turn."
Yeah. And he really does need a good turn the next turn.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get it, it's all but over. Oh, he's a Crucible of Worlds in hand.
Oh, okay. So Crucible plus Horn seems pretty good together.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All he's missing is the Exploration.
Yeah, all he's missing is one of those types of effects.
Yeah.
The end game plan for Ollie's deck is to be able to play a ton of lands each turn and to cast Walk the Eons and sacrifice 3 islands to buy it back and take extra turns, and then the next turn replay those 3 islands. He does this a whole bunch of times and just takes infinite turns.
He's not going to wasteland. He's just going aggro. He's just like, I want to attack you for a total of 11 damages, put you at 5 life.
And I don't hate that.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I'm not too familiar with Ollie's list, but it's not like he's just going to go off this turn. He can't just infinite combo or anything.
Yeah, it seems pretty bad for Ollie.
Yeah, Exploration being the combo piece means that there is a limit to what he can do.
Yes, he's going to sacrifice that land, and he's going to draw a card afterward. He put the Horn of Greed trigger onto the stack after he played the land.
All right, grabs an island. He's going to get to draw a card, and I don't know what he can really do, though.
I guess he needs to hit like a Constant Mist or something.
Yeah. Well, he needs to find some way to gain land advantage to start buying that back.
Constant Mist, a card from Stronghold.
All right, just draws another land. He's got double Jace, Counterspell, and yeah, that's the game. So what do you think he boards in? I mean, I know the
Lawin, Cephalid Empress, is definitely coming in. He's bringing in a Vidalcan and Shackles. He's probably bringing an extra Constant Mist also. He may not even bring in the Shackles, I don't know.
Yeah, Shackles doesn't seem that important here. Like, if all the, like, grabbing a Lord of Atlantis, you know, the Merfolk still have Island Walk.
Yeah, I think the Shackles may be more for the creatures with the, like, passive ability to disrupt him.
Knight of the Reliquary has to be one effect. Yeah. Cabal Interrogator.
Oh yeah, the good old Cabal Interrogator. Gotta watch out for that one.
So, but he does have to take his standstills, alright? They seem terrible in this matchup.
Yeah, they're pretty awful here. The problem is that Michael can simply like play a threat underneath the standstill.
Or a vial.
Or a vial. At which point the standstills are just miserable.
Yeah, who knows? This Merfolk deck minus Mental Misstep at Force Will and Daze might just be a new modern deck. Everything else is legal.
I mean, every other card here is legal.
I guess besides Wasteland.
You just replace those with some extra, play a few extra islands, play Cryptic Command.
Tech Edge.
And play some Romans, maybe.
Roman seems sweet in this deck. Spell Pierce also seems very good.
I may play 2 Tech Edge. I don't know. You can't really lean on Vial as hard as these decks do in Legacy, I don't think.
If you have Spell Pierce, you can.
That's true. You can.
I think Spell Pierce is going to be very good in a Merfolk deck in Modern. I would run 3 to 4 main.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, your creatures are very important, and the bigger they get, the more powerful they are against most matchups. Plus, every deck's probably going to have something that Spell Pierce is going to be good against. Even Affinity, you know, hitting their cranial platings. Yeah.
Or even just hitting a Thought Cast is quite good against them.
Yeah. Not giving them card advantage. Trying to beat them down. Get enough Merfolk on the table.
With a Vial, you can actually maintain parity, even though they're dumping so much crap on the board.
Yeah.
Alright. So what do we think Michael's going to bring in here? I imagine he's probably going to bring in a Misdirection.
Spell Pierces. Yeah, Spell Pierce seems really good.
Do we... At least probably not too happy that he even played that Horn of Greed, because now Michael definitely has significantly more information for sideboarding than he would have had Ali not played that Horn of Greed. But
sure, but you have to try to take the win.
Yeah, I mean, if he had drawn a Constant Mist in that spot and then redrawn into an Exploration or an Azusa, he probably would have won that game. So.
The one interesting thing about these tournaments is, the only first place trophy I've ever won was a Grand Prix, and that was at 11 at night, and I was done with the tournament. If you look behind Ollie, there's our standard open champion, Pat Cox, 20 minutes after winning a trophy, sitting down to grind another tournament. I don't know the feeling of like playing in a tournament and then playing another one in 20 minutes later.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just unreal. Have breakfast, win a tournament, start the next one. Like, I didn't even think about that. Jerry Thompson won 2 trophies in the same day. Not just the same open weekend, the same day. At the beginning of the day, he didn't have any trophies on him, and at the end of the night, he had 2. He couldn't hold anything but trophies in his hands.
Edward Trophy Hands.
Wow. Edgar Trophy Hands. That's his
Edgar
nickname.
Trophy
if
Hands.
Edgar ever does it, that's his new nickname.
Oh man, that's a great nickname. All right, you heard it here first, guys. Brad and I coined it.
Yeah, now we need Edgar to win 2 of these things.
Yeah, he has to back-to-back a weekend.
I mean, it's not like he wins enough anyway.
Does pretty well.
Leader of the Player Year race, or did Jerry take over the lead with that? Edgar's still in the lead after Jerry won 2 back-to-back. Wow, that's a race. Winning 50 and not being in the lead, that's impressive.
I mean, Edgar doesn't really lose.
All right, so we're here for game 2, and Ollie's fetching a land, grabbing Tropical Forest.
Tropical Island.
Tropical Island. Watery Forest.
It is a forest.
I'll call it Watery Forest.
And, I was doing a Zendikar draft with my friends one time, and we opened up a Tropical Island.
Ooh.
Pretty exciting. Turn 1 exploration from Ali. This game may turn out much differently than the last one. Yeah. Especially on the play.
Somebody in my local card shop, one of the weekends, opened the... I don't remember. It was an artifact. I think it was the artifact that... I don't know. It was a bad artifact. It was not a treasure. All right. Force of Will, Pitching Sovereign is going to get rid of that exploration. Not a card you really want to fight against. But I think... Like, getting Force of Will seems fine in situations like this. Like, now he's down to...
Yeah, I mean, he just, himmed his opponent for 1 mana.
Yeah. And Vial doesn't even seem that great. He just ditched 2 cards.
No, he's just going to pass his turn now.
I mean, his hand is not that strong. After that, I think he has Counterspell, Force of Will, Jace and one other land, I guess.
Yep, he has a factory, a land, counterspell, Jace, Forcible.
Well, I just got information that Jerry Thompson has 1,993 Star City points. I don't think that's correct, though. Jeremy, I think that information was a little off. No, it's...
and Ali attempts to slam the Sorn of Greed.
All right, well, that's going to go well with the Aether Vials. All right, yeah.
I mean, double Aether Vial, not ideal.
So our pro point standings for the year, in first place, Edgar Flores at 214, Jerry Thompson's at 199, and Burton Cheney has 191. And none of them are here this weekend, so we're not going to see anyone take over the lead. And there's not many tournaments left.
No.
The year's coming down to the end. There's 3 more months of tournaments. I mean, there's been so many of these events, and it's a lot of points.
I mean, it's really surprising that people have been able to get to that many points.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I got 66 last year. I know their point system's a little bit different, but still, like...
There's also, like, one every weekend.
Yeah.
And Ali just drew a constant miss, and that's probably it. Turns a borrow to his hand, replays it, draws a card. And, he is,
He's land screwed?
He's land screwed in his Turbo Land deck.
That's a little awkward.
It's a little awkward. That's interesting that Michael didn't play that Kralhelm Commander main phase last turn, so that he could have put some level counters on it.
I like how this is a Turbo Land deck with 24 lands. Legacy is so much different than Constructed or Standard.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing 28 in my Turbo Land deck in Standard.
One more player for the first $10 draft. Would like to come off the draft.
Well, it's looking like maybe he should have been playing more land. Brad is very upset. The judges are looking for one more player for the draft.
And I can't play. Maybe I can get him to give us a pack of M12 and we can open it and see what we'd pick. Maybe that'll curve my, urge.
I mean, that was a big part about when we did coverage down in Charlotte. Gerard and I. Gerard was a big fan of opening packs the entire time we were doing coverage.
So he tapped out for a Marrow Sovereigns and played Counterspell. I don't know if I like throwing them out there and into counter magic when you have 2 vials.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a reason to do that.
I guess you can, so you can. The counter spells actually then aren't targeting your counter spells. So then for a war, but your opponent's like land screwed anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a Tabernacle in hand, doesn't he? Is that in the deck?
No, I think he just has constant miss in hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He needs like a Crucible and he needs lands before anything. But I mean, if he draws lands, there's absolutely no way for him to lose this game.
Because of double force and a constant miss?
Yeah, triple force.
Yeah, triple force and a constant miss.
Yeah.
Alright. So Silvergill Adept revealing Silvergill Adept.
Magic players in $10 draft number 1. $10 draft number
That's
1
gonna get
to the side events registration.
Alright, he's going to force the Silvergill Adept, not giving his opponent more card advantage. And the reason his Tropical is tapped is because Mara Reachery targeted it.
Yeah. Now, I'm interested to see whether or not Michael decides to... he's probably going to keep the force in hand. Going to put a couple levels on that Kralhelm Commander.
And he's going to get dirty.
In there.
Going to start beating.
Ollie really needs to draw some lands right now. That's a total of 6, putting Ollie down to 9.
Okay, so Ollie, what he needs is to draw 3 lands, right, this turn? With Expiration. Or I guess he gets a free chance with... So he draws 1.
Draws a card.
Draws another. So is he, I thought he had an expiration in hand.
I don't think he does.
So he's gonna have to pull the trigger this turn.
Yes.
On Constant Mist.
It's pretty frustrating when your opponent who has 20 lands in their deck gets flooded.
Yeah.
When you've got your Horn of Greed out.
So, I mean, the game's going to go wild because Constant Myth with buyback and plus, you know, so force hitting Lord, pitching Lord, and force pitching
Mental
Jace.
Misstep. Or, yeah, just Jace. Or I think he pitched the Mental Misstep, actually.
Maybe. Yeah, he did. Alright, and so he just levels up the Coral Helm and says go. Alright, so all he needs, what, another green source and then find Exploration to start getting crazy?
Yep. Alright. He's trying to Crucible, so as soon as he finds some sort of...
Alright, so there's his second green source, so now he needs an Exploration,
yeah.
And then he needs the Crucible, and then we got it locked up, besides outside of counter magic.
So...
And he's only got two more, Michael's only got 2 more forces in his deck.
It does not look good for Michael. Even though, I mean, it sort of looks good for Michael. It's weird. It's a very weird kind of...
Well, it just all depends on, I think at this point of the game, Michael needs to draw his forces. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because I think Ollie's deck can goldfish from here on it and cast a Constant Miss every turn.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's the Exploration.
Yeah, so just going to need to play this drop.
Tapping 2 lands. I don't know. Yeah, just play a land, see what you draw. Now he's going to Exploration, yeah. Alright, Exploration resolves, he gets to make extra land drops. Alright, and hits Mission Factory, gets to say go, sacks a land. And now as long as he draws lands, he's going to be able to build up 1 land a turn through the Constant Mist.
Well, he has a Crucible in his hand, so he's going to be able to do that.
But he can't play that next turn.
Unless he draws a land in the top 2 cards.
But you want to play around days at this point, don't you?
I guess so. There's no reason to play into it.
Yeah. You're eventually going to get that Crucible into play.
Yeah.
Alright, sacks Tropical. And all Michael's thinking is, how rude. Why would you do this?
Yeah,
all I'm trying to do is beat
upsetting.
you. I just want to beat you with these Morphoke, and you're not allowing this. I got things to do in the middle of this round. You're making me sit here, and you're fogging me.
He can tap a burrow.
Well, he is going for it.
Okay.
I mean, with a force in hand, the guy has to have days plus force.
Yeah, no. I'm interested to see, alright, so he draws another card, pass the turn over. And I don't think his opponent has the days force combo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. He uses Constant Mist during his opponent's upkeep.
Oh, so he doesn't draw days?
Yeah, and then his opponent just can't have it, basically. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. And then he can just do it on that turn. Yeah. Well played, Ali Aintrazi.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if the creature
You should probably be the champion of our country or something.
He just has to thank Brandon Nelson. Brandon Nelson ran blocks against Luis Scott Vargas. Used up all his luck against Luis. Beat him out of top 8. Then took 2 losses to not be the runner-up or the third place.
The third place.
Yeah, I've been alternate. It stings. It's not pleasant.
Third at Nationals, still a pretty good finish.
Well, no, he took 4th. Brandon did.
That's not fun at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've been the alternate as well. It's terrible. I knew what he was going through. All right, so how does he win the game though?
He takes infinite turns.
Without decking. How does he not deck?
I think he probably has an elixir of immortality.
In his sideboard, but I mean in the main, how do you not deck? Oh, you just try to take infinite turns and...
You just attack them with factories and stuff.
And Jace, probably.
You have upheaval, even.
Oh, yeah. Just find your upheaval and then just upheaval Jace or something.
Yeah, upheaval, Fate Seal, Jace, and then...
Because Horn is not a May.
No.
That's the thing. Because, Crucible, Azuri, Aeons is an infinite combo except for you draw a card per turn. But with Horn, that makes it a little bit more difficult. Alright, so on your left is Ali Aintrazi, and he is comboing. And on your right is Michael Kern, and he's doing nothing. So what'd you have for breakfast, Jake?
Coffee.
Coffee? Yeah, I had coffee, some water, and a little bag of Cheez-Its. I think I need some actual food here pretty soon.
At some point.
We got up, we took a shower, and we're like, we got a top 4 to watch.
Oh yeah, man. It was early.
It was very early. 7. Yeah. I got up at 6:45. 6:45. I go to bed at 6:45.
Yeah. Not reasonable. You guys in California, it was still 3:45. The night was young.
Yeah.
Michael Kern gets to draw another card, playing that Mutavault.
So much card advantage.
So much card advantage. I mean, if they don't want to draw, Ali's really going to need to...
pick it up?
Yeah.
Well, what can he do? Michael just has to concede, right? But who can win faster? If I was in Michael's spot, I would definitely just not scoop it because there's no way Ollie can win in 5 minutes, but Michael definitely can win in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I think Ollie definitely knows that.
Yeah. Ollie seems like if he's played decks like this before, he knows the clock is an issue.
And another thing is that I think Ollie just enjoys playing decks like this, so...
Just likes it when your opponent does nothing and you're not interacting at all?
Yes.
That is the exact opposite of the way I want to play Magic. I don't want to come to a tournament and not interact with my opponents at all. Do I get a combo or not? That seems really boring. I want Cobblade Mirrors. I want it gritty. I want combat to be littered.
He drew the upheaval. So
we're gonna upheaval Azur. Because if you're Azur, it's Azuri, right?
Azusa.
So if Azusa is in play, you play 3 lands, you upheaval, you get to play 2 more if you replay them, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I mean, you just drop the Azusa post upheaval, the exploration post upheaval,
and then you get to reactivate them because they're technically new copies. Yeah. All right. So brainstorm from Ollie. He's changing it up a little bit. Finds another Force of Will. All right. So if anyone wants to take a nap because it's gonna be a long day,
it's gonna be a little while. If you guys want to. Go make some nachos. Nachos are good Magic food.
At 8, 9 in the morning?
Yeah, 9 in the morning.
Wash it down with a big beer. It's early.
9 in the morning, watching some Magic. Time for some nachos. Ali Aintrazi Turboland. So.
That was actually not bad.
Yeah, it was the best. At this point, we're just waiting for Ali to Jace his opponent's deck away. Yeah, and I mean, at this point, like, Ali's in danger of decking himself.
I mean, his deck doesn't seem too great at finishing up a game. Like, put a Tog in here. Come on.
Just one.
Just one Tog. One Tog, one up people. You can do it. You get infinite turns. What's that?
It's an Altered Art Crucible of Worlds. He was showing them off on his Facebook about 2 weeks ago. Crucible of Worlds maybe is one of his favorite cards.
I was just hoping it was something that killed him. Like,
oh man, does this kill him?
Get in there for one with Azami.
He can't.
I mean, he has a Jace, so like, can he actually kill it? I don't know. Like, I guess he has to find his upheaval, or he has upheaval, so he has to upheaval and get the Horner Green off the table.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like you should just have like an answer to your Horner Greens. Like, I guess Cryptic Command is, upheaval is.
Yeah, upheaval's an answer, Cryptic Command's an answer.
So you have to start comboing with Horner Green and then answer it.
I mean, yeah. This is not a very interactive game right now. Cryptic Command.
He's just going to tap and do what? Tap and bounce Horner Green?
Really? Draw?
We need more cards. I mean, obviously he has a game plan and we don't know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously knows his deck more than we do also.
Well, he's letting us see the entire thing and showing us how it works, so maybe we'll know it better than any other person besides Ollie.
By the end of this?
Yeah.
Sure. Does he have the Walk the Ants in his hand or something?
Whew. That was a yawn, by the way.
Yeah. Totally understand. Well, he drew a...
he drew something new.
Yes, a Lawan, Cephalid Empress.
Oh, then that's game.
Michael can still vial his Merfolk back into play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Do you know how insane Lawan would be if they couldn't even vial the things back into play? I mean, it'd be narrow still, but...
Yeah. So much stuff is happening, and it's just all a bunch of the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anything at this point. Alright. Ali will play some land, or he's counting his lands. Counting how much mana he has to work with here.
Demon Pyre? Is this a Genesis wave?
Well, I think it's an upheaval.
Alright. Upheaval you, bro. He's tapped out. What if he has a daze?
Oh, he's not tapped out.
No, I know.
He has like 1,000 mana in his mana pool.
So, Ollie just upheavaled, which returns all permanents to their owner's hand. He has a bunch of mana floating, which is then going to allow him to play all of his explorations and his Azami, which then lets him play all of his extra lands. So he's going to get back up to around 4 lands this turn, where Michael's next turn is just going to be, you know, Mistress Factory
Vial. right? Let's see.
Should he have one more land in play?
What?
He must have played his land for the turn because he should have one more land in play, unless he had to count to upheaval plus play those spells. He might have had to play an extra land, but I think he should have one more land in play.
I think so.
Jace the Mind Sculptor. Better than all.
Does he have more than 7 cards left in his library?
Yeah, he has a couple more than 7 cards.
All right.
By the way, Jason Man Sculptor is better than all. And if you want to find out, Patrick Chapin, not only the author of Next Level Magic, but he came out with a rap album that you can find on StarCityGames.com. And I'm not gonna lie, it's different. It's pretty good. It's funny. I like that it's there. It's better than not being there. All right, so Michael picked it up after watching him play, watching Ollie find his upheaval.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't have much time for game 3.
How much time's left in the round?
13 minutes or so?
That is enough time for the Merfolk army to start its assault.
Certainly. But it's not enough time for Turbo Land.
He deserves that. If he's going to play a deck like that, he better play it faster.
He played pretty fast there.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see him take more than like 5 seconds on a single decision.
So, for those of you just joining up, earlier today we had Pat Cox winning the Standard Open, and right now the first draft has started, our 64-man draft open. First place is a ton of Star City points, $500, and a nice trophy, and 2 drafts.
Yeah, and I mean, you just got to do 2 drafts. That's a reward in of itself.
And today is the Legacy Open. This is round 1 with Ollie Aintrazi. And got some exciting Legacy coming up after round 1.
Yeah, I mean, Ollie's Turboland deck is fun in concept, but watching it is like
how many people?
A pretty big. Once he starts comboing, you get a little dry.
Yes, it's not like a Storm deck where it's like ritual, storm, search, ad nauseum tendrils.
I mean, I've played decks like this. Yeah.
Fog.
Have you ever won on turn 5 turns where you took all 5 turns of turns?
No.
The best.
That's pretty sick. I have won on turn 5 of turns before a couple times. That's always the best feeling in the world. When you don't think you're gonna win and you got there.
It's happened to me like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, and we just got an update that we will be featuring Ollie Aintrazi every round of the tournament. He will win this tournament, and we will watch him 11 times today. Get ready, guys. We're going to need some energy drinks, some side entertainment.
I feel like I'm lost but seeking right now. Going through an emotional upheaval.
All right, so we're going to game 3. Michael is playing Merfolk, and Ollie's playing blue-white Turboland Fog You Every Turn deck. And so Michael's just going to have to try to beat him down before he combos. His counter match is going to be very good on the play, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Merfolk on the play is significantly worse for Ollie than Merfolk on the draw, even.
Yeah, wow. Yesterday we had over 400 players for Standard, and now we have 164 for Legacy. Those are pretty decent numbers for these opens.
I mean, for an open series, it's definitely pretty big.
And the 400, though, like a couple weeks ago we had almost 400 in Seattle, and we have over 400 here. Like, with the bannings, people are kind of liking Standard right now.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty insane. Like, the tournaments were getting so much smaller as time went on, and then, like, since the banning happened, the tournaments have increased by like over 50% in size. So, hats off to Wizards. They
admitted their mistakes, and
I've been saying for a while that Jason Stoneforge were killing tournament attendance, and I'm happy that something's been done about it.
Yeah. So Michael gets off out of the gates with Curse Catcher. It is able to sacrifice itself to counter an instant or sorcery unless
the controller of that spell plays 1. Yeah.
One's a lot in this format. That's what Brainstorm costs. I bet it's countered a bunch of Brainstorms before.
I bet it has. I would trade it for a Brainstorm.
Well, and I bet the person playing Brainstorm is wanting to trade it for the Curse Catcher. Silvergill reveals Silvergill. How lucky.
It's pretty nice.
Alright, Cryptic Command does not seem like the card he wants right now.
Nor
is all of those lands in his hand. I mean, I'm assuming that there's a Brainstorm in there somewhere, and the Curse Catcher is stopping it.
Yeah. Alright, so... I mean, Michael can really only get in for 2 this turn, or for 4, springing the Mutable.
Oh, he's running the Curse Catcher into a Mishra Factory?
I guess so.
Oh, dismember one time.
There's no way he keeps Dismember in here.
What if he forgot one?
Imagine. That'd be so brutal for Ollie right
This
now.
would be unreal. I mean, is this a punt or is this a Dismember? I think it's a punt.
I think it's a punt.
Hey, that's not fair. I did this in my Legacy tournament. I was talking about that earlier. I definitely ran a Bob into a Mishra Factory. I didn't know it could pump itself.
Like, oh man, I'll totally turn this into a cantrip Stone Rain.
Yeah. I thought we were trading.
In reality, you just lost your arena.
Yeah. So Curse Catcher off the table is really good for Ollie. Forest Mishra Factory, Cryptic Command, not so much. That doesn't seem... Cryptic Command seems like the kind of card, if you're playing it in Legacy, you're casting it on turn 4.
Seems pretty accurate. I was surprised to just get that far as the Cryptic Command.
And just dropping a Horn of Green? Or Shackles.
Yeah, you know, Shackles is actually quite good in some ways because...
No, I mean, it looks awesome right now. The only thing that trumps it is Lord of Atlantis.
Yeah. I mean, Lord of Atlantis forces you to, you know, use Force or something like that, but...
Yeah, you have to counter it. And Ollie has a ton of lands in hand. This is pretty scary for him. If Michael gets out of the gates with a Lord, I don't know.
I don't really know what Ollie can do at that point.
All right, this Mutable Silvergill Adept attack is going to put Ollie at half-life. He's at 10.
Yep.
This means all Bloodghasts triggered.
So all those Bloodghasts in the Merfolk deck will now have haste.
Yep.
Really excited for them. Yeah, so Silvergill gets in there for another 2.
Alongside Mutable.
Yeah, alongside the Mutable. Michael's probably going to play another Adept.
Yeah.
Shows Corellum Commander.
I almost like... Do you just want to play the Commander and level it up to 3 so he can't take it?
Yes.
Or just try to put more... Oh.
What did he draw?
The big game.
Lord of Atlantis coming down.
Yeah, the only white-bordered
Nice
potential card in his deck. Alright, yeah, this is going to hit the board, and Ollie's not going to be happy.
Not at all.
Look what he drew!
Oh, wow. That's really, really brutal.
He kept it in. I mean, the dude, the Lawan.
And, I mean, he probably thinks there's more Azuzas and things like that, maybe.
Yeah, more Azuzas, Lawan. There's enough creatures to have a couple Dismember.
Yeah.
Tap it. Sorry about this. Whammy. He's not going to tap it? Oh, yeah, it's a 3-3 now. Like, Ollie's like, I still want your Mutavault. You're not getting it, brother. Sorry. All right, Ollie's at 1, and... yeah, Ollie's arguing that he should still gain control of it, but he doesn't. You can Giant Growth or pump any effect in response to it, and he's not going to get it. It checks upon resolution.
He's definitely not getting this.
Yeah, he's not getting a Mutavault. He's not getting the win. He's not getting a feature match every round. He's not getting anything. He's going to have to deal with National Champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's good enough, right?
I mean, I really wanted that win, but like after I saw that picture of him, like it looks better on him. Like it's not even close. That trophy fits him perfectly.
Really, really bad.
Okay. All right, so the judge rule's happening, and Aintrazi is waiting for a Vidalcan Shackles argument to be resolved. He activates Vidalcan Shackles with 2 islands in play. Well, Michael has Mutavault that's a 2/2 and 2 Silvergill Depths that are 2/1. In response to activating the Shackles, Michael Aether Vials in a Lord of Atlantis, which then gives all of his creatures +1/+1. This is going to make the Shackles not resolve. Well, the wheel is going to resolve, but it's not going to be able to take control of any of the creatures because they are more powerful than the amount of islands in play. I don't think Ollie believes this, so he asked the judge. I think he tried to get the head judge involved, and they're getting the head judge. And what's going to end up happening is Ollie is going to the judge's initial ruling is not going to get overturned, and Ollie is not going to get control of the Mutavault, and he's going to get dealt 9 damage, putting him at 1 and almost ending the game. Michael Kern's playing the Merfolks. The last time I saw Merfolk was Alex Bertoncini just running around every tournament winning. Like I was sitting at home watching all the SCG tournaments, and I just thought, like what a sick life it would be to go every weekend, go to a different city, play Rug on day 1, crush the event, day 2 play Merfolk, keep playing both decks all the time, and just winning a bunch of tournaments. It seems pretty sweet. What do you think, Jake? All right, so they're still finishing the judge roll.
Okay. I mean, he does not get the Mutavault.
No,
the Mutavault is a 3/3, and he has 2 islands in play.
Yeah. I don't know what he's arguing about.
It checks on resolution.
I know that. I don't know what they're arguing. Does he know that we're on camera and we had to watch him fog for 20 turns? Now he's doing this to us? Wow, what a...
He expects way too much of his countrymen.
Oh, yeah. There's one more left around, but there's a time extension as well. They'll get a time extension for this, but...
Yeah.
He wins one big tournament, and now he's just a superstar. He gets all the time he wants. All right, so he goes down to 1 life. And, I mean, what's he going to be able to do?
Yeah,
he needs Consummate plus Hornegreed, right?
He has Consummate.
Oh, he's going to just Consummate this? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Fog number 1. And that Spell Pierce is going to get forced.
Mental Misstep. Yeah.
I mean, if he has a mental misstep, nope.
That is the end of time in round number 1. Active player
mental misstep.
Turn and take 5 additional turns. If you require any assistance with the end of round procedure, or if you have a time extension on your match, please call for a judge.
All right, misstep, and that's game.
And that's it.
All right.
So, Michael Kern is the winner with his Merfolk deck. Aintrazi
takes a round 1 loss
Takes
to
a
Mikey.
round 1 loss with his Turbo Land deck.
To the fishies.